What's up, guys? I haven't been posting very regularly due to like uni work and other commitments and stuff going on, but I had this idea to make this video, and it would be kind of branching out to some other topics about like dealing with feelings, not feelings, but like mental health kind of stuff. So as you can probably tell by the title of this video, one of the things that I struggle with a lot is paranoia. And now, you might be thinking that paranoia is not really something that should really affect you, stuff like that. Like, it shouldn't really be classed as, like, say, like a mental illness. And I, like, kind of agree with that, but for me, it sets off a lot of other things. And, yeah, so I wanted to talk about what it was like for me and how I'm trying to cope with it. One big thing for me is when sudden changes happen that sets off my paranoia. So like, say if I've organised to meet up with someone for an afternoon or something, and suddenly they go, oh, I can't do that anymore, sorry, like, and they rush off, or I don't really get an explanation for it, then to me that's quite a big deal. It makes me sit there, I'll be there at first and I'll be like, okay, and then I just go, my head just kind of like, not explodes, but gets all jumbled and everything. My head just feels like it's expanding and like I'm overthinking everything and I'm not really with it, and then eventually I get to a point with it that I can't feel myself. It overwhelms me, it comes out of my head and it affects my body, and it makes me feel like I'm not in control of my own body and everything like that. And it also can like make me feel very numb or make me feel very distant, and that's when I can also disassociate. So that's something else I might talk about in the future. So yeah, that's something that really affects me. And with it as well, it's really simple little things that you probably wouldn't think would affect someone like that. Like, just if someone, yes, like if I said like if someone cancelled on me, or if they cancel on me to go and see someone else, I start thinking, oh, what makes them better than me and everything like that. And it's not necessarily the case, it's just perhaps that they spend a lot of time with me and they don't see this other person that much, and they're like, they go and spend time with that other person. That's absolutely fine. Like, in my rational state, I'm like, oh yeah, that's absolutely cool. Like, why would I even think that that would be a problem? But then, like, it's almost like there's a little voice in my head just going, like, no, like just saying, no, that's not right, you shouldn't be put aside, you should do this, you should do that. And then it starts to make me want, then it turns into going, oh, you're not good enough, and like, what's the point, and stuff like that. And like, it really affects me on a day-to-day basis. And I guess also anxiety comes into play a bit as well, when if I say something wrong in class or to someone and then they kind of react in a way that I can't read. I find it very, very hard to sometimes read people. Like, I can read really straightforward and blunt emotions, but when it comes to the like mixed ones, they're very, very hard for me to decipher and stuff like that. So for me, that's a really, really hard thing to do. It makes me feel very, very small. Like, it literally makes me feel like my paranoia is a shadow standing over me. Like, it's constantly there. So whenever I'm like by myself or not with people or not focusing on something, it starts to play again. And I find it really hard to deal with it in also like relationships. So like, if someone says something to me about if I'm with them, like an ex or something like that, and so they're going to go and meet up with that person, I find it very, very hard to rationalise it. Even though I trust that person like completely fully, it's very, very hard for me to rationalise it and think, no, that's not going to happen, or nothing's going to happen. And it's the same with friends as well. Like, if someone goes to meet someone who maybe I'm not friends with anymore, or who's done something not too nice to me, or they're just meeting up with a different friend, or even like one that really hits as well is when they spend time with someone I'm friends with as well, and it's a bit like, well, when I feel left out, then again the shadow comes over me and just completely like disrupts my whole thought system. And for me, it's very, very hard. But I am trying to do some things to help with it. So some things I've been trying to do have been like writing out my paranoid thoughts, and as soon as I shut that book, it's gone. That's not what it's not there in my head anymore, it's in that book, and it's rational, it's in a book, it's written on paper, it's there, I can see it. so that helped a lot, but I haven't been doing it as much because I've just, to be honest, like blatantly forgot about it. But it's something that did help, but I don't know if it will help with the stuff I'm dealing with now. Another one is like kind of meditating, so like focusing on your mind and your body and everything, and accepting them thoughts and saying that they're okay and rationalising them. So that's pretty good as well, but that's very hard for me sometimes because it's very hard for me to actually sit down and try and think. It just becomes very overwhelming. And another one is just talking it through with the person. So like something happened the other day where one of them situations occurred and we kind of got mad at each other, but then we spoke through it and it was absolutely fine. Well, it wasn't absolutely fine, but it was come to resolve, and it's a bit like we're both on an equal level with it now. And yeah, but the thing is with my paranoia, I find it very, very hard to control sometimes, and I literally feel like, it's a very cliche thing to say, but I do literally feel like a different person. Like sometimes when I say something, when I'm in a paranoid state, I can't even remember it. So for me, that's a big thing to try and get under control, because obviously I don't want to be saying stuff to people that I love and that I'm friends with, and maybe even family or like my partner and stuff like that. It's like, what do you do? Like, you can't take things back that you say. You can try and resolve them, but you've said it. So that's something that I really, really, really want to resolve and stuff like that, because it's really affecting like myself, but also the people around me. So yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of like how I deal with my paranoia and what actually it is, and that's kind of just the tip of the iceberg for me. That's where everything kind of started. So perhaps I'll talk about some other stuff later on. It depends how comfortable I get with it and actually understanding it myself, because I'm a paranoia I've only really come to terms with and stuff like that. So yes. Now hopefully I'll have another video up soon, which I'm aiming to film later on in the week, so that should be up soon. I'm really sorry about like not uploading that much. So yeah, but if you have any like thoughts or comments on what I've said, like just contact me on one of the social media links that I always leave, and or the comments or whatever you want, like if anyone's watching or has an opinion or whatever. But for now, like that's all I really want to say. So have a good life, live life to its fullest, and bye guys, over and out.